The diner clock struck 6:08 a.m., but the place was already alive with the smell of coffee and the quiet hum of tired souls starting another day. Lena Brooks, 27, tied her apron and drew in a shaky breath. Her eyes were red, not from lack of sleep, but from the tears she refused to let fall. Today was her father's funeral. But Lena couldn't be there. She'd already used all her leave caring for him during his last weeks in the hospital. One more missed shift, and she'd lose her job. Rent was overdue. Bills stacked higher than her courage. Life didn't pause for heartbreak, no matter how much you begged it to. She whispered softly to herself, "Dad would tell me to keep going. He always did." The bell above the door jingled, and a man stepped inside, tall, polished, and completely out of place among chipped tables and cheap wallpaper. Ethan Ward, the billionaire tech investor everyone in the city had heard of, but no one in this small diner expected to see in person. He chose a corner booth, scrolling through his phone, the kind of man who looked like he had no time for small talk. Lena approached with her notepad and forced a smile. "Good morning, sir. Coffee?" He nodded, not looking up. "Black, no sugar." As she poured, her hands trembled slightly. Ethan's eyes lifted just in time to notice. "Rough morning?" he asked. She shrugged, her voice quiet. "Just another day, sir." But her voice cracked, betraying a story she didn't intend to share. Near the counter, her coworker Maria whispered, "Lena, why are you here?" "It's your dad's funeral today." Ethan froze mid-sip. Lena sighed, keeping her eyes on the floor. "Can't afford to miss another shift," she murmured. "I'll visit him tonight after work." Ethan looked down at his coffee, suddenly unable to taste it. Here was a young woman working through grief, serving strangers when she should have been saying goodbye to the man who raised her. He stayed longer than usual that morning, silently watching Lena move from table to table, offering smiles that looked fragile but real. She joked with regulars, refilled cups for lonely truck drivers, and listened kindly to an old veteran who came in just to feel seen. Grief was in her eyes, but so was strength. The kind money couldn't buy. Before leaving, Ethan folded his business card and tucked it beneath the saucer. That night, Lena sat at her small kitchen table. The light above flickered. On the table lay her phone, and that sleek card, Ethan Ward, Ward Innovations. She turned it over in her hand, unsure what to think, then finally dialed the number. "Mr. Ward, it's Lena. You left your card." His voice came soft but steady. "I know. I wanted you to call. Can you come by my office tomorrow morning?" The next day, Lena found herself in a world that didn't feel real. Glass walls, marble floors, and people moving with the confidence of those who never had to worry about bills. Ethan greeted her with an expression that almost looked nervous. "I overheard you yesterday," he said. "You missed your father's funeral because of work. That shouldn't happen. Not in a world where people like me exist." She blinked, unsure how to respond. He slid an envelope across the table. "This isn't charity," he said. "It's acknowledgement. Inside is enough to clear your rent and your father's hospital bills. And if you'll accept it, a scholarship to finish your degree. I heard you studied social work before life got in the way." Lena's voice trembled. I don't know what to say." Ethan smiled faintly. "Just promise me you'll help someone else someday." Tears welled in her eyes as she nodded. Months passed. Lena left the diner behind and went back to school. She graduated, earned her degree, and started a community center that provided food, therapy, and support for families who couldn't afford help. She named it the Brooks Center, in memory of her father, a man who taught her that kindness wasn't weakness, it was courage. On the opening day, a small plaque hung by the door, founded by Lena Brooks, in memory of Danial Brooks. Because compassion doesn't need wealth, only heart. Among the quiet crowd stood Ethan Ward, hands in his pockets, no cameras, no speeches. Just pride. Lena spotted him across the room, smiled, and mouthed a silent thank you. He nodded once, his usual cold composure replaced with something warm and real. That night, standing beneath the stars, Lena whispered, "Dad, I couldn't be at your funeral, but I hope you see what I've built. I hope I'm making you proud." Somewhere in the quiet breeze, it felt like he answered. Sometimes, the richest people aren't the ones who own the world, they're the ones who stop to notice someone holding it together when they have every reason to fall apart.